how amazing is Ellie looking?
Always.
And your hair? I need bridal hair. I'm like, give me what? Somebody out there, give us bridal vitamins. I'll take them. The stress that you're under during your wedding would actually cause skin breakout, hair loss. Like even the most chill bride in the lead up, you're a different type of person.
Yeah. For me, like with work is chaotic, especially now, like end of year, like year is just like chaotic. You got wedding season. Every weekend you've got weddings. I got engaged. It's a year. I would have a year and a half before my wedding. I'm like, that's heaps of time.
Yeah.
So being in the industry was good in a way because you have your main suppliers that and you like. So you book them in straight away. So I was like, oh, main stuff's done. I've got heaps of time. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point not like a few weeks ago, and I'm like, oh my God, like there's not that long to go. Yeah. Like December, Jan, I feel like is a write-off.
It is,
like,
You don't in Australia.
Yeah. Like everyone takes time off and it's, So I'm like, I don't have that long till May and I haven't done all the little things.
Yeah.
Invites, stationery, like hiring tablecloths and things like that. Like I haven't done anything. I'm like, I need to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm the most chill person. Like
Ellie's super chill.
I'm not an organized person. I feel like I am like my own organized chaos, like whatever. But I'm very go with the flow. Yeah. So for me, I'm like I need to make sure that.
But even with references, like when you said I haven't done the stationery, and I was like, "What do you want?" And you're like, "I don't know." So there's
it looks pretty.
I said to the team, give me the list of the Wedded Week clients and sent them over. I think from a style perspective, you know what suits you and what works. Yeah. It's more that I don't know what I don't know. I've never had to organize stationery before. No. Like what do I need? Well, I don't know what I'm looking for. So I was like signage, table numbers. Do you want menus?
Yeah, I'm so torn between having just a website that everyone goes on to or having invitations, because I feel like nowadays, like you look at an invitation, you're like, yeah, cool, and you toss it to the side until it's the day, and then you take it with you, like I need to make sure I need to go to the church and the reception, whatever, and then after that you chuck it out. And I'm like, the new way that everyone's going is like so digital, like we do everything on our phones, our laptops, and it's just like everyone can just click a button.
I think it's a generational thing. Like my parents still, when they receive a wedding invite, it's up on the, like literally, like my mum has them on the mantelpiece. No, she has like she loves, and for her it's like, oh, the wedding's going to be like this because she can see the style of the invite. She still gets very excited. I'm a paper person. I do appreciate invitations. But there are other people, and I think when you're speaking about Gen Z, they will take a photo of it and put it in their phone anyway.
That's exactly right.
Right? So you're like, okay, well, why don't I do... And sometimes now we have couples who are doing hybrid. So they're like invitations, digital for like my friends, and then for family, my grandmother or my uncle or whatever it is, or international, maybe I'll do maybe like dirty print.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking about. So Matthew said to me, he's like, well, I think the oldies need one. He's like, my grandparents would love it. They'll probably keep it. Their parents will, your parents will. And us, like, we need one. I'm like, do we? Yeah. He's like, yeah, it's like the biggest day of our life. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I think I might do both.
Yeah, I think doing both is not a bad idea. And having it as a keepsake is nice. Yeah. It is nice. But also now when it comes to the actual ceremony and the reception, I find that print and paper and stationery and invitations, like not invitations, but the stationery, the menu, the signage is more. Like now it's kind of like everything has that signature style to it. Right. So,
but I feel like if you're going to do invites and everything, I feel like it needs to be all the one person. Yeah. So the flow is the same.
It carries the theme through.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what so many stationery houses are doing right now. So they start with the invitation. I always say the invitation is the first introduction to the wedding.
And it sets the vibe.
It sets the vibe. It sets the tone. I know the theme that you're going with. So I could imagine what that invite's going to look like. And people will be like, oh,
Yeah.
this wedding's going to be hot. Like, it's, you know, it is that.
Simple but effective, like not too much going on.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes you walk into a wedding and you're like it's amazing, but there's like so much going on. You're like, where do I look first?
Yeah.
Like there's like a forest full of flowers
Yeah.
and candles and lights, and I'm like,
You're that type of person where I feel like with your wedding, there's going to be one set theme.
yeah,
It's going to be really like pulled together, but not too much. Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Like really
And you've seen so much.
yeah. There's so many things now, like being in the industry, just seeing like the morning of things that I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Like just for me, you know, taking photos of me putting jewelry on or, you know, putting my perfume on. I don't want to do it.
I would be very awkward doing that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
So, like,
I would be like,
yeah. Or you spray too much and then it's overpowering the whole day. Like, you just, how many times do I need to spray the
but you're not
perfume?
that posed. You're not that posed, like effortless kind of done,
No,
right? I feel like
I'm very candid.
Yeah.
Very like, let's just get the shots in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get a few photos of me and the girls in our pajamas.
Yeah.
And then let's get into our dresses and like have some photos together. And then I'll get photos of the family and some photos of me by myself.
Yeah, of
So you gotta
course.
keep those.
Yeah.
But I'm not too wanting to like have this staged, like, let's put my shoe on.
Yeah.
And let's take photos of my whole set of
it's
my
a different type of bride.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, I think because I've seen it so much and it's like, you know, the flow of the morning.
Yeah.
You have to have these brides ready by this time.
Yeah.
And then from there, the photographer comes and they spend half an hour setting up this room.
Yeah.
That has their shoes and their perfume and their jewelry and everything that they're wearing with their invite and everything, which is great.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, I will never use that image.
Yeah.
It's nice, but I don't think I'd ever be like, that's a photo I'm going to pick from my album
And use, yeah.
and use.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's the
But
point?
you're more of a sentimental person. I feel like if you can have half an hour with your family
That's what I would prefer.
that morning, then that's going to be the most
with my
important.
parents,
Yeah.
my grandparents,
Yeah.
you know, my aunties and uncles and
Yeah.
my, you know, my nieces and nephews. Like I feel like that's what I
Yeah.
would use.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And those, I just can't, I mean, Billy, the morning of your wedding, I don't even want to know.
She's stealing my wedding.
Can we just get a content creator for her?
No, it's I'm telling you, it's her wedding. Like she thinks she's marrying Matthew. She opened the front door, didn't even say hello to me. Like it was the first time meeting. I think Nat prepped her like, this is Ellie's boyfriend that you're gonna
Yeah.
meet, you know. And she was like 2.5 at the time.
Yeah.
And she opens the door. She barely talks at this point, and she's like, "Hey, boyfriend," and I was like, and from that moment, it was her boyfriend. And anyone she spoke to, I have a boyfriend named Matthew. Like when I got proposed to, she was there. So she saw the whole thing happen. And so she picked up a rock and she was like getting on one knee and asking all of us to like marry her as well. This was straight after it happened. And I was like, this is the cutest thing ever. And she's like, so when are we getting married? And I'm like, she's like, we can share Matthew,
Yeah.
but no one else. And I'm like, well, I just want you to know, in the real world, Billy, like never share a man. Like it's not, that's not what happens.
This is what's so special about weddings is there are these key people in our lives and children who, like I remember with Nat's wedding, I was 20 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And she was like, are you going to be a bridesmaid? And I said, what do you want me to do? It's February.
It's hot. How hot was her wedding?
Her wedding was 42 degrees and I was literally giving birth
Yeah.
the week later.
Yeah.
So we had Nikolai as her little page boy, my son, and which was so cute. Nat that morning, again, is very much like you, where she's like, I just want my people. Where's my
not
sister?
staged
Where's
either.
my
Yeah.
mum? Where am I? You know, and she's not. So that vibe and music was so.
Music.
We had to put a playlist together for the morning of the wedding,
Yeah.
which, mind you, people don't even think about.
There's so many times I've rocked up to weddings and there's no music at the start and everyone's just kind of a bit like nervous.
Yeah.
chaotic, like how's the day going to be?
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's so quiet and awkward. As soon as someone puts a bit of music on, it's like, okay, everyone just kind of relaxes a little bit. But then they put the wrong tunes on.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of like, turn this off. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a vibe. And then everyone starts to get a bit antsy again. So it's like, you need when there's a good playlist, everyone's in a good mood.
This is
flows.
such a good tip. Honestly, when I've been to my cousins' houses the mornings of their weddings and I've walked in and there's no music, I've got my Spotify open and I'm like, where's the speaker? You know, I actually took the portable one
The little speaker.
to one of my, because I was
my
like,
kit.
I reckon they haven't thought of this, and I took it with me.
Yeah.
And yeah, we ended up playing music.
Yeah. Even the music at your wedding.
Yeah.
Like the in-between things, like you have to pick songs. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even thought about that. And one of my brides was telling me, oh yeah, we had to pick like 20 songs for like, oh, what's going to be your cake cutting song? What's going to be
background.
your
Yeah.
songs while they're eating?
Yeah.
We have to think about all this stuff.
But it does set the tone, because it's all that in-between stuff that actually matters, because that's when people are sitting there talking. So is it going to be, you know, and again, I love, you know, your partner's Italian, right? Yeah. So the Italians respond very differently, and you're half Lebanese. Yeah. The way that they experience weddings
are different.
Is quite formal.
Yeah.
And you sit and then you eat.
It's all about the food with
and
Italians.
then you eat again.
They have like 20 courses and it's like food.
Yeah.
They're very proud with their food.
It is.
And it's like, let's have pasta with some more pasta.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like just all about the food. Whereas I feel like the Lebanese people, it's all about the vibe, like the music and the drums and the dancing and just bringing everyone together. And the energy's different. Yeah. So I think, I even said to Matthew, I'm like, what are you doing in the morning of? Like, are you going to, he's like, I don't know, just have the boys and start drinking and having a good time. I'm like, but you're going to do drums? Like, what do you, what's your thing? And I think the Italians do the accordion.
They do.
And he's like, no, I don't want the accordion. And then he's like, oh, probably nothing. And then the other day he was actually like to me, I'm going to have drums. And I was like, good idea.
You know, the drums, it's so funny. We had a Polynesian couple submit their wedding, and they had drums that neither of them were Lebanese. There was nobody in the family that was Middle Eastern. But one of their friends had them at the wedding, and they were like, how can we not enter without drums? And I love the idea of borrowing different things from different cultures.
I love it.
That suits your wedding. Like, I know your family is very big into music.
Yeah.
You know,
I love music.
And you're all musicians.
Yeah.
Like, somebody can sing, somebody can dance, somebody can act.
I'm not. I am nothing, but
I reckon if we put you to the test, you can do something. I've seen you bust a move. I've seen you bust a move. There is nobody I'm telling you, like, you guys are, and you are creatives.
Yeah.
Hello. We've seen the way that you do hair. You're definitely a creative.
Yeah.
But I think that that's something that's very important to you guys. Yeah. And then also second to that would be the food and the service.
Yes. That was when I was looking at venues, I was just like, my most important thing is food. I want the food to be amazing, and I just want the vibe to be amazing, and just be like a chill, open, like more open space, big, like, you know, a bit more undone.
Yeah.
You know, but the food was like number one.
You mentioned the morning of, so do you have your PJ sorted? Because I know when we spoke about it. Okay, so we need PJs.
I haven't even told
something.
Okay, I haven't even told my bridesmaids who they are, because okay, I'll tell you why. Because, like, I feel like for boys it's so easy. Yeah, my fiance literally just created a WhatsApp group, put all the boys in it, and was like, hey man, like, couldn't think of anyone else to have by my side on the wedding day. Like, let me know when you guys are free for lunch and let's organize it. And I was like, why are you so, and everyone's like, yeah, like mad. And I was like, I couldn't do that. Like, imagine the girls, I'd be like, oh, she put in like no effort. Like, what are we doing? You know? And I was like, I need to do something. And then I've just been putting it off. Like, I want to do a box maybe with like PJs.
Oh, okay. So you want to do like,
I think it would be cute.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I just haven't, you know, done it so that no one knows who.
Well, Billy knows, but then I still think she'll appreciate a box.
She would.
Like, we need to do like a reveal.
She needs a box.
You are the bride.
And Nat obviously knows that she's maid of honor, but that's about it.
So do you have dresses for your bridesmaids?
I know what I want. I want them to all have their own style. Okay. Like I know, like I just want everyone to feel themselves. Yep. So it'll be the same color, and then to just have whatever they can pick. They can pick their own hairstyle, makeup. I don't care.
Yeah, I did that with my bridesmaids. Yeah.
For me, I don't want them looking all the same.
Yeah.
Because no one looks the same. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're going to say, this is the hairstyle I want, this is the makeup look I want, this is the dress you're in, and it doesn't really suit them, they're going to feel ugly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would hate being a bridesmaid and feeling uncomfortable because you're getting photos all day and you're going to want to feel hot. Like,
You want them to feel as good as if they were a guest.
A guest.
Coming to the wedding and dressing up.
And
how they would do their hair and makeup and everything. And I feel like bridesmaids now, that's what they want.
that, you know what, it's becoming more of a thing. Like there's a lot more ease to how they want to do their hair and makeup. Like it's getting that way now. It's like, let's just do different hairstyles.
Yes.
You know, like I feel like back in the day it was very like, no, everyone's getting a middle part.
Yeah.
And this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely starting to change.
Yeah. But I do think that if it's just like, for example, if it's my sisters and I could put them in the exact same outfit with the similar hairstyle and it would be fine. But as soon as you have different types of people.
At the same.
Yeah, we have similar body shape. But when you have people, you know, and then again, like you have a relative or you have someone and someone's taller or someone's, you know, whatever, like it becomes that same style is not going to suit everyone.
But even
I totally get
me
it.
and Nat, like we are so polar opposite.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't suit the same.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
I'm surprised she's not asking you for a suit.
I told her she could wear one. I said if you
I
want to wear
can imagine.
But lately she's been rocking some.
She's
like,
been wearing some dresses.
And she's feeling good. So I'm just like, if like whatever you want, I don't care if you wear a suit. You can wear whatever you want.
Yeah. And so I want to ask about hair. Okay. Do you know how many weddings you've done? What you're thinking for your hair, change of look, what are brides looking for right now? We'd just love a bit of insight in relation to bridal trends for hair. And then you, as somebody who's probably done hundreds of weddings.
Yeah, hundreds now. I've been doing bridal now. I was thinking about it before. I think it's 9 years.
What?
And I got pushed into it because me and Dordie were her assistants.
Yeah.
And we just opened up the salon.
Yeah.
And Nat had this.
This is 2016, guys.
Yeah. Nat had this like cyst on her nose that just came up out of nowhere. Yeah. And she had to get rushed to hospital and just go in. So me and Dordie were like, what do we do? This is like Friday.
Yeah.
Like she's got a bride tomorrow and she's got a bride Sunday. And she had to go in for like emergency surgery. Mm-hmm. And that's like, you're going to have to do my brides this weekend. And I was like, me? I don't have to do your brides. I was like freaking out. I've never done a bride before. I've always assisted. I can style, but I'm like, this is new.
Yeah.
So I just got pushed into it.
That's what often happens.
You post it.
Yeah.
And then it just starts. People start inquiring, I loved this style you did. Like, can you do my wedding? And it's like, it just started from there.
Amazing.
But I feel like the trends lately, what I've been doing is a lot of blowouts, like soft waves, like no Hollywood glam anymore. Like no one wants the real tight waves that are like sleek and polished. Okay. Well, my type, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very like undone, textured, soft. So I feel like the clients that I've been attracting have just wanted like really soft, effortless waves, not as much teasing. Yeah. They just wanted their hair to be able to move and flow and like have more of that soft look, or they're going for like a really soft textured up style, or they'll do both. One for the church, one for the reception.
Yep.
And the bridesmaids, I'm still getting a lot of ponies.
Yeah.
Ponies is still like such a bridesmaid thing.
The Natalie Ann pony.
The Natalie Ann pony.
Rocking it since 2013, honey. I remember the day that went up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still get a lot of that, or half up, half down.
Mm-hmm. I love the half up, half down. I feel like you get a bit of you feel like
snatch.
Yeah, you do. It's for the girls who want that to feel like they still have hair around them. Like I love having hair around my face, but I know when I've pulled my hair out, half up, half down, I feel very done. And I don't have to worry about it for the day.
If you have a lot going on here and you still want your hair out, like you're going to take away from the dress. But if you have a half up, half down, you still have your hair, but it's like
décolletage.
You have this all exposed, which looks beautiful.
I can't wait to see your hair on your wedding day.
I think honestly, I'm just going to have it up. And I don't want a change of hair.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, how many dresses, how many hairstyles? And I'm like, one.
Yeah.
I know, like, when I go to the touch-ups or change of hair at reception, it's, like, chaotic.
It's chaos.
You get there, the bride just wants to chill for 5 minutes, and I'm like, quick, in my chair, we have, like, half an hour. We need to do this. And she sits down and she's like,
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, here I am like tugging at her hair, like getting it ready,
Yeah.
you know, because we're on like a time schedule. And I just feel like you just want to like chill.
Yeah.
So for me, for mine, I'm like, I'm going to chill, keep my hair. You can just add a little bit more
I love
spray
it.
if
I
you
love
need
that you've had that insight where you're like, this is what I want and this is what I don't want.
Yeah. Well, it's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, as I was saying before, like, I can't wait till it's all over. But, you know, you've seed me into some people already. And that has just taken the weight off me. Like me, you know, searching for all different people, having a look at all these different pages and going, all right, who am I going to contact? And, you know, what am I going to say? And like, you just kind of did that intro, was just like, hey, this is Ellie. This is what she needs.
Yeah.
How can we help her? Like, and that just took so much stress off me. So I feel like that would be so good for.
We actually, so after Wedded Week, we've already started the concierge. So basically for our brides, you know that you can contact us directly. A lot of you already do. We get many, many DMs.
I feel like some people don't.
But they don't because they have a fear. And then sometimes it's that message of, hey, what do you actually need? And it's like, oh my goodness, there's someone on the other side of Wedded Wonderland.
That's actually going to reply.
That's actually going to help me.
Yeah.
We're here to help brides. This is literally why
Wedded
Wonderland started. It's what we do, you know. But the thing is I want to say this. As a couple, you've never planned a wedding before.
Never.
Even you who has the edge of working in the wedding industry, there's still so many things that you're like, I didn't know the cost of that. I didn't know I needed to do that.
I didn't know half the cost of anything.
Yeah.
I assumed, but you just don't. Like,
you don't know until you actually ask me for those quotes and you're trying to figure it out. Every single wedding has a budget, but you also don't know what you're budgeting for if you don't know the cost of things. We actually are launching a venue platform as well, which basically lists out all of the things venues have and all of the amenities that they have and everything that the couple needs to be aware of in terms of like preferred vendors that they work with. So it's like, if I'm getting married in Tuscany and I'm booking a villa, then these are the service providers that work in that region.
That's right.
And this is what the venue has and what they don't have. Because again, we want to be able to solve those problems for our couples. And local weddings are easier because you have contacts.
Yeah.
But when it comes to destination, like we were talking earlier for your honeymoon, you've been to Europe before.
Yeah.
But have you been to Europe on your honeymoon?
No.
No.
It'll be a different kind of experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have a honeymoon planner.
Yeah. Got in contact with her and was like, well, this is the vibe I want. This is the places I want to go to. But I don't know where in these places to go. So, she actually helps you put like an itinerary together. Like she'll go through, okay, do you want to go to Lake Como? Do you want to go to Tuscany? Do you want to go to all these places? If so, this is the flow we need to do. Like this will help you get through. Like it's just so overwhelming when you're planning a wedding as well. The last thing you think of is, what am I going to do in my honeymoon? Yeah. And then you leave it to the last minute.
You need the honeymoon. Like
everyone needs the honeymoon. I'm dying for this honeymoon.
We need the honeymoon.
Do you know what
we'll give you
freaks
that?
me out? Brides that leave for their honeymoon the day after their wedding. How do you know that you've packed everything?
Yeah.
I always pack when I go on, it doesn't matter, a 2-week holiday or a 6-week holiday, I pack the night before.
Yeah.
So if I forgot it, that's it. That's done for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to have to get it there because I do it the night before because I'm just very unorganized.
We're definitely not doing that the night before your wedding. No. Forget that.
I'm not leaving the night.
The day after.
No.
You're going to go back home.
I'm waiting 3 weeks. You need time to like chill after the wedding and be like, we just got married a few days.
That is such a good piece of advice. I think we left not the day after that.
Yeah, so at least you have 2 days.
I was so tired. Like on the plane, I remember crashing. I was like, where am I?
You need those few days, I think, to really process what just happened.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you up and leave it, even me, like, I don't know, my engagement party the next day, I couldn't even get out of bed.
Yeah.
One, too much alcohol.
Yeah.
The next day I felt so sick.
Oh,
and I was like, imagine me getting on a plane today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would die.
But the other thing is I find for the brides who want that social media content and they want to see what everyone shared and what
you want to go
if you're on a plane, you want to go through it.
You can't.
You want to reflect on actually
and then you lose the story. The story's only there for hours.
We can't lose this Instagram story.
And some people are really good at it, like naturally. They're good content creators. One of my cousins, she's great. Like she did this video at my engagement, like, and she did this little reel and like posted it, and I was like, can you send me that? Like, that's actually such a vibe. Like, and I saw different people having a great time, and I was like, I didn't even see that. Do you know what I mean? So I actually love that. I love that idea.
Yeah. And you have so many different options in terms of style.
That was the thing as well. When I was looking at even just looking for a photographer, I was like, I feel like I don't realize like that everyone has a different style until I actually started looking into everyone's pages, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
this one looks like Vogue.
Yeah.
This one looks like, very candid and bubbly and fun. And then this one's like, the new Mafia vibe. Yeah. Love it. I'm just like, there's so many different vibes. And like, what one do I want to go for? I don't know. So, but I love that there's options now. Whereas I feel like it was just stock standard, like photo, this is what you're going to get. Yeah. Video, this is what you're going to get. But now it's like, but how do you want your video to look? How do you want it to be edited? Like, how do you want your photos to be edited? It's just so different.
And that briefing, I think, that photographers and video, like, they're really appreciating that. And even with bridal gowns, like, again, having the ability and opportunity to consider what that looks like. Even like, we have so many amazing designers with ready-to-wear collections for Wedded Week. I'm like, when I was getting married, we did not have options in ready-to-wear. They were very limited.
Very.
Now you have the couture designers who are really like blowing it out of the box. But then if you're that bride who is time poor and maybe has a shorter lead time, you can just go, hey, wow, I can have this. And you know,
tweak it still so that it works for their body and for them. Yep. But it's not going to take X amount of months to put something together that you have to think about and you have to create. Like, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know how I want my wedding dress. Yeah. But I want something pretty. Yeah. But I'd also, for me, I just didn't want to go and try on 40 other dresses as well because I'm a bit indecisive. I'll see, I'm like, oh, this is really good. Then I'll try something else and be like, oh, this is really good. That also for me was like, this is good.
I'm not going to put myself through that. No. Yeah.
I think though now what's good about social media as well is everyone's a little bit more educated. I get some brides that come in and they're like, I know my hair probably won't do this. Yeah. But this is the vibe I like, or this is how I like my hair. And I'm like, all right, we just need extensions. Yeah. Or we just need this. You know, there's always problem solving that we can do now. Or they'll come in and be like, I don't care what we do, but this is how I don't like my hair. And I'm like, all right,
that's cool. Easier actually.
That is easy. Yeah. Because then I know they're chill. Yeah. But they know what they don't want. Yeah. But they're open with options of what they want. So then I go through, all right, what does your dress look like? You know, what's the vibe of the day? Like, let's go through what you're thinking.
The question of the hour. Will you be doing your own hair?
No. I will not. I don't want to do anyone's hair at hey. You know, Nat, she was doing everyone's hair on her wedding.
She really was.
I couldn't think of anything worse. I got princess treatment on my wedding day. Like,
I would sit
there and I want to not do a thing and I want to watch everyone else do it. And I don't want to do it. You know, bringing Nat out of retirement to
I know.
So Nat's
I don't think she'd have it any other way though, let's be real.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't even let her.
I know. We can't wait to see your wedding.
I'm excited.
One final thing that I want to mention is last night we actually launched a broadcast channel just exclusively for brides to be on Wedded Wonderland. So brides, we're here for you. Don't forget, you can contact us directly. You all have access. Ellie has access this way. You guys have access online. We want to know what you need help with, particularly for those who are planning cultural weddings, cross-cultural weddings, because we know the challenges that come with that. Luxury weddings and destination weddings.
Don't be afraid to reach out to anyone and just, you know, ask a question because, like, everyone's here to help, I feel.
Honestly, this is, like, at the end of the day, no matter how many followers you have online, right? It's a human who's asking another human a question, you know, and we have a whole team here ready to assist you.
Yes.
Can't wait. Thank you. That was amazing. Thank you.